Hey there guys, Noodle here. I still don't know. I really don't. I'm trying. But you have been commenting on this. And you're like, hey, Doodle, when Orfe. Hey, Doodle, when Orfevre. Right? Now you get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. This is once there was a horse called Orfevre, right? This is such an anticipated. Why did I pause there? That's such a dramatic pause. Honestly, it was just a brain fart. I forgot what I was gonna say. I did not know that this was a 50-minute video. By the way, By the way, if you wanna check this out, go sub to him. He has some of the most amazing Keiba related, Uma Musume related videos. And without further ado,
one horse to remember for the rest of your life. Which one would it be?
This is unbelievable!
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta! All comers, all grounds, all beaten. Franco won the champion stakes.
Franco. British Cup winner, a horse of a lifetime. That is an amazing
Everyone
call.
would give a different answer, but those unforgettable names usually fall into two kinds. The first are the obvious champion. Their greatness
Deep
feels
impact.
inevitable. Power is their nature, and
Yep.
victory is simply what they do. Half measures never suit them. Only overwhelming dominance can ignite that kind of feverish admiration.
True.
Then there's another kind of grey horse. They were not strong. No, they were strong, but they do not always tower over their generation. They could be doubted, sometimes underestimated, and because of that, when they win a race, people think it is impossible. That shock eclipses the race itself. Those moments bring true emotion.
Oh, this is
excitement, and hope. And Orfevre is both of them combined. To
Whoa.
some, he was the greatest of heroes. To others, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yep.
That's who he was.
Yep. Strongest horse. There you go. Yep.
Orfevre, a horse of greatness. But we're now in 2010. Under the care of his trainer, he awakened a fierce competitive spirit. Unfortunately, not against other horses. He was way more interested in making life miserable for people around him. So question, in the race where he
Ikezoe.
threw his
Oh,
jockey
buddy.
off, did he win or lose?
Oh,
The
buddy.
answer is, he won. Because his real opponent wasn't the horses on the track, it was his jockey on his back. That was Orfevre. A horse once considered unremarkable in every way, except for his
Dude, the way he crawled away, like he was thinking, "Oh my God, is he gonna kill me? I should go away. I should run away."
ability to get into trouble, and eventually became the strongest horse.
Oh, and
Right
he's
now,
just
we can only watch him going
Bye,
far,
fucker!
far away from his destiny.
oh my God, this guy.
Previously, after the success of Dream Journey, Oriental Art also began attracting attention. 2007, she was scheduled to be bred with Deep Impact. However, the mating failed 3 times because of the unique breeding cycle in horse racing. If a mare failed to conceive by mid-year, she had to remain empty until the next season.
True.
This is to prevent foals from being born too late that they actually have physical disadvantage. To avoid losing an entire year, the farm decided to send Oriental R back to Stay Gold. And just as usual, one shot pregnant. But because it took 4 times for the pregnancy,
One shot pregnancy. We now know where Goldchip got it from, right?
the foal would be born much later. Not only that, in order to catch up the
Oh, look at that cute motherfucker right there.
birth window,
Dude, he is a spitting image of his mom.
he was delivered by cesarean section.
Oh,
making him
wow,
much
what?
weaker than other horses. His father was also changed from Deep Impact to Stay Gold. As a result, his tiny chestnut was not really favored. Compared to his brother, this foal seemed to inherit more from his mother. Of course, because his brother was Dream Journey, expectations still exist. But
Yeah.
to be honest, few believe he would become extraordinary. Every horse needs a name, so this chestnut inherited a name that took parts of both his parents, Oriental R combined with Stay
Gold
Gold.
Art.
Orfevre it is. The
Orfevre.
word goldsmith in French. Now, I won't hide the fact that I'm bad at French, so sometimes I'm just gonna call
Everybody
him
is.
Orfevre. It's not that I have anything against French, it's just... I also like curry croissant.
Croissant.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette merde? Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette merde? Pourquoi sous cette question? C'est ma recette spéciale de croissant. Les Japonais, je vais leur déclarer la guerre.
Many people know all
What
of
did he say?
Eh vas-y,
I'm going to declare war on the Hey,
les Japonais, je vais leur déclarer la guerre.
you're winning on the horse racing end. Chill out, buddy.
Many people know Orfevre as the Golden Tyrant. Golden is easy to understand. Beside the name, whenever sunlight fell across his coat, to
Ah,
save
yeah,
his
he
chestnut,
looked
literally
good.
was plated in gold.
He looked
Very
good.
beautiful. As for the tyrant part, someone will soon find out.
Oh,
The
no.
two began to take shape. Orfevre
Oh,
entered the
no.
same stable as his brother. All that remained
What is-
was then
what
to
stable?
take shape. Orfevre entered the same stable as his brother. All that remained was for the right jockey to step onto the stage.
Yes! Oh, yeah! There he is! Oh! Oh! Match made in heaven, baby. Match made in heaven. Oh. Yep. Yeah.
At the time, Nikazawa heard this was Dream Journey's brother, so he volunteered for that role. Very bold decision, given how much he had suffered from Journey. And Orfevre did not disappoint us from the very beginning. At the time,
This thing repeated for 3 years. 3 years.
suffered from Journey. And Orfevre did not
It's a bit at this point.
disappoint us from the very beginning. At the time, people were curious about this Dream Journey's
Oh,
brother.
there he is.
And after it began, like Journey, this horse was unsurprisingly small. Every time the other made a stride, he needed to make one.
But he's not as small as he's normal size. I think he's normal size, right?
And have to catch up. That said, he was very fast. When he accelerated, it looked at someone flip on a speed boost. He opened a commanding leap at the final straight, so Ikezoe raised the whip to urge him, and that single strike completely launched Orfevre into an even faster speed.
Dude, he's like one whip, and then Orfevre burst, and in Orfevre's head, I am going to murder you later.
That made the younger audience go, "Wow,
Oh my
why
god!
is he now running straight?" And then the older fans said, "First time, huh?" Of course, the real battle did not begin yet. Despite winning the debut,
See, this is why the whole Japan Cup with Gentle Donna, people are like, nyeh, 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 nyeh. Bro, he got it from his dad.
Orfevre's behavior was something else. Throwing a tantrum in the paddock, drifting across the track in the race, and
Yep.
after crossing the line, he threw Ikezoe off his back.
Let's see it.
stepped
There we go.
onto him that left a scar remain to this day. This series of incidents forced
Look at
the culture
Ikezoe
also
crawl
to be
away.
cancelled.
Oh!
The tyrant appeared, even with the family tradition. Just the first race, he
That's
became
my
a
boy.
problem child. And so this problematic horse and his poor jockey, their destiny was forever intertwined from the very beginning. As Ikezoe once said, "Whatever doesn't kill me only makes me stranger." Surely, after such hardship, this horse would begin to win, or at least would not do it again. Right? However, Orfevre was
man.
in a painful losing streak afterward.
Oh.
He is too childish. At this rate, it would be hard for him to win anything. Thanks
Oh.
to his golden heritage, this kind of result was expected. But if you
Dude, I would be like, if I had a time machine, I would like go back to this time and be like, hey, in his losing streak, hey, I'ma buy that off you. Come on, Sunday Racing, I'ma buy that. He's annoying, right? I'll buy him. Come on, right?
really dig deep into the reasoning, all racehorses born in the Northern Hemisphere share an official birthday of January
True.
the 1st. Orfevre, who was born in May, was
May.
nearly half a year younger than others.
Gold Chip is also born in May, I think. No, March.
Not only was he noticeably smaller than his peers, but also mentally, he wasn't ready
Oh,
to
he's
compete. In one of the
tiny.
race, he was even humored by the announcer.
さあオルフェーブルがうまくスタートできるんでありましょうか。あ、今日はうまく出ました。
If you had told any
Dude, imagine if Orfevre had a good break out of the gate and he heard that and like stops. What the fuck did you say? And then just like walks away because it was like I can't. I just can't. I just
one
can't.
back then that this horse would one day become a triple crown and accomplish greatness, everyone probably would have laughed away. And this is where I have so much respect for the jockey Ikezoe. If you have watched the Journey video, you probably know this is a jockey with character. I wouldn't call him a top jockey, however, anyone in this role would think of a risk and return. It would have been completely reasonable for Ikezoe to...
I mean, yeah, but he's a very, very, very successful jockey though. Like if you like, when I hear top jockey, it's like rankings, right? But in terms of lifetime accomplishments, he's up there. I think.
I'm not riding this horse, or for the trainer to simply replace him with another jockey. Although Ikezoe was approaching the prime of his, simply replacing.
Bro, Trainer Son looks like the if y'all watch the Netflix J drama, right? Passing the Reins, he kind of looks like the old man's like rival, the other rich old guy that has a lot of really good horses.
With another jockey. Although Ikezoe was approaching the prime of his career, he still was not a top tier jockey. Yet trainer Ike suggests, just as a horse can learn from a jockey can also learn from a horse. What they
AKA PTSD.
wanted was for the two of them to discover each other and teach each other who they really were. A horse, a man, and a victim. This was how everything began. And
That's so good.
After,
That's good. That's a good one, OG.
2011, in Japan, something enormous took place.
Oh,
March 11, the darkest
earthquake.
Friday for Japan. The largest recorded natural disaster struck. A massive earthquake tore through the earth, followed by a catastrophic tsunami
and the Fukushima thing.
Crisis.
Dude, I was in school. I was in college. I was almost out. And I was like, will that nuclear thing reach us? Because I mean, we're very down. We're under Japan, right? But you know,
together,
look at that. When I saw this for the first time on the news, I was so scared.
Devastating.
I'm like, oh my god, I hope not a lot of people died.
Disaster in modern age. Entire northeast of the nation collapsed.
Look at that.
Cities vanished under
Bro, look at the vehicles look like just fucking plastics, you know?
water. Homes and lives
wow,
were swept away in
that's
minutes.
scary.
The Japanese Tenno, who had ascended the throne in 1989, for the first time in history, decided to address the nation on television, urging the people to endure and rebuild.
That is so scary.
The view was unbearable. Collapsed building, flooded street, endless debris. Families who had lost everything wandered through the ruins, searching for answers. Televisions across the country continue updating death tolls. And in one corner of the evacuation shelter, a small television was still on, broadcasting horse racing. When the nation needed a hero, many of them stepped onto the stage. And days later, people saw a flash. A horse ran freely upon the track. In a single burst, he ended his long losing streak. As he began to slow down, sunlight poured down upon him, casting a golden glow across his body.
Why is this getting to me? It's not even sad. I mean, it is sad, but oh my god, the way maybe phrases or writes his shit is it's so effective. It is hitting me here. I'm pointing at I'm gonna react with a webcam soon. I'm pointing at my heart. This is getting to me for some reason. It's his wordplay is so
Divinely gorgeous.
top tier.
At that moment, the entire nation didn't know what this tiny chestnut would come to mean in a year filled with tragedy.
Anyway, first crown.
The first leg of the Triple Crown, Satsuki-sho. Because of the earthquake, the race had to be moved from Nakayama to Tokyo Racecourse. This generation is the first gem of Deep Impact and Heart's Cry offspring. On top of that, King Kame and Stay Gold was also firing up with their children.
Yep.
With all of these champion sire active, 2011 became an extremely rich.
I just realized when he said that Deep Impact was mogged by freaking Stay Gold. Stay Gold drew first blood.
Hall of Fame generation. So arriving at the classic, Orfevre was far from the favorite. His brother Dream Journey had never performed well in Tokyo. On top of that, the Stay Gold line was also famous for late maturity, making them inactive during the classic season. It's interesting to be noted, although the classic are meant for the 3-year-old, Orfevre was born in May, meaning he was technically still a 2-year.
two and a half.
Suggested defeat for Orfevre. But by this
No.
point, he no longer feared anyone. The audience saw a tiny chestnut break out of the field.
I'm king!
overcame
He's like,
every
I'm king!
disadvantage, and won the race 3 lengths.
Oh, sorry.
clear,
He's I'm king!
dominant victory. After the race, Ikechoi said he had never felt the final straight at Tokyo was so short. Next came the most
Oh my
important
God.
race of the Triple Crown series,
Tokyo
the
Yushin.
Japan Derby. This time, Orfevre entered as the favorite, but on race day, a typhoon swept
Oh,
across
no.
Japan, making the track into one of the softest surfaces in Derby history.
Oh,
Part of
really?
The course
History?
quite literally was down to dirt.
Don't care.
And what followed would become another iconic race for Orfevre.
としました中山ナイトいいスタートサダム・パテックもスタートを決めていますさあまずはサダム・パテック
Did I just I faintly remember, did I just say Nakayama Knight is such a cool name? in this video.
As usual, he settled near the back, but
Yeah.
when the race turned for home, he was in a world of pain. Not only was he heavily marked by other rivals, but
Ooh.
also at the final straight, he was completely boxed in the
Ooh.
front, outside, and inside.
Yeah,
when
look
he
at that.
tried to force an opening.
Oh, he
was
can't-
being
oh, he
bumped
can't- he was pushed to the
hard, nearly
side.
causing the jockey to fall off. But Orfevre refused to back down. After not one, but
No.
several
No.
devastating checks, he
No.
still found a small opening to break
No.
out of the pack. And for
Insane.
many horsemen,
That
Derby
is insane.
their lifelong dream. Most of them will spend their entire career and still never could win this race. But
Damn.
not only did Orfevre overcome the Derby under a nightmare scenario, he
Aw.
also turned every disadvantage
Yeah,
into
like-
a dominant victory.
You can't say that it wasn't earned, right? It was earned.
Victory. The sectional time shows that only Orfevre and Wing Variation's final section was in the 34th.
That
Every
is-
other horse
yeah.
was at least 2 seconds slower. How
yeah, 36
enormous
plus.
that difference was. The legendary performance that made Deep Impact famous had a 1.5 second faster time than the second best closer, and that was already flying. A gap exceeding
Yeah,
2
look,
seconds
there it is.
wasn't just
Yep, there it is.
dominance. There were almost only 2 horses on the field. This derby also was the highest rated derby.
Oh!
That mischievous troublemaker who had once been dismissed by people was now doing the impossible one after another, inspiring those who lost hope in life. And after summer, finishing another commanding victory over Wing Variation, Ikechoi invited fans to come witness at the final stage of the classic
Look at that.
to a
Look
new
at that.
Triple Crown winner.
Third crown.
The Triple Crown, a title forged not by a single moment of brilliance, but by the proof of absolute greatness. To win it, a horse must be strong anywhere, at any
Oh, my
distance,
wife!
against anyone. Before that, many have stood at the edge of that summit, but only 6 had succeeded. Sunlight, Shinza,
Shinzan, my wife,
Symbolic
Symbolic
Rudolph, Narita Bryan, Deep
Impact. And now-
Orfevre stood
Yeah.
at the edge of joining them. 2011 Kikasho.
That's
Orfevre
insane.
was the overwhelming favorite. Wing Variation was the second, but the odds was by no means close. Everyone was marking Orfevre. I don't want to say it was a sure thing for him to win, but the team was just brimming with confidence.
I mean, it's hard, no? Like, if you're looking from the outside, like, you're a stayer, and everybody's literally marking you. That is hard.
This is a Triple Crown horse. So instead of focusing on the result, let's talk about Orfevre's winning strategy. If you play a certain horse girl game, you might be familiar with the 4 common racing styles: front, stalking, mid-pack surging, and end closing. Because after centuries of development, pacing strategy has been studied thoroughly. Different strategy has its own good, which makes even the smallest misjudgment able to change the outcome of the race. When the pace is fast, it tends to favor horses from the back.
True.
But when the pace is slow, it becomes much more difficult for the closer to win. Since the difference in top speed between horses is usually minimal under slow tempo, while many people think of Orfevre as a closer, there was actually a 5th strategy. Makuri, a strategy that
Makuri.
ignores the pace entirely.
Oh,
It
he
means
just goes on his
launching
own
an
pace.
aggressive move
Yeah.
as early as the 3rd turn.
He's just gonna
swinging
do it.
wide and accelerating
Oh.
way early. By the time the field reaches
Oh,
home,
look at
the
that.
horse
Ooh.
is already at the front. Just the idea of that is difficult enough. Traditionally, a thoroughbred can usually sustain maximum speed for about
It's literally the fuck it. It's a fuck it method.
about 400 meters, but Makuli demands far more than just that. A horse must run a longer distance than everyone else, accelerate through a wider
Yeah, because
turn
he's
at
gonna be on the
greater
outside.
speed, and initial a move so early that it disrupted the rhythm of every other horses.
True.
In wrestling terms, that's like Alexander Karelin picking up his opponent. Unless the horse was overwhelmingly better than its rivals.
Look at
You
that guy,
simply
he's so
rarely
jacked.
see it. And Orfevre was definitely better than everyone else. By the final turn, he already charged to the
Yeah, he was
front.
going.
The
He was
entire
going
straight
early.
became a solitary run, the gap growing larger and larger. Even if Kazuoi began easing early, the final time still came 0.1 second of the record. Just like the call from Okaya-san, the golden horse is flying down the track.
Oh, this was insane. Woo! A horse of gold. Oh, oh, look at that. It's so majestic. Wow. We've already seen that, but that still
But
gives me
just as
goosebumps.
the crowd was in celebration, Orfevre immediately threw Kazuoi off without hesitation. The audience did not realize what just happened, continued cheering. Commentator Okayasu was saying, just like his debut race, I've never seen a triple crown like this before. But perhaps that's part of his cuteness. And from that moment on, the nickname Golden Tyrant began to spread.
Ow! Oh!
Not long before,
He's always like, "Oh my God, please,
a losing streak. But
just
now,
calm down,
he
man."
not only claimed the triple crown, every victory along the way also a symbol of hope. The older fans were sending congrats to Stay Gold as well. After Mr. CB, not a single triple crown was born out of a Japanese sire. So for that troublemaker to
Oh.
give birth to a triple crown, it's like Rudolph telling a funny joke. Nearly impossible.
That's so good. Good one, OG. Good one. I like
However,
that.
For Triple Crown champion, there was still one final hill to climb. At the time, although Orfevre had defeated every rival, people considered him the obvious horse of the year. Some believed he would lose his next race, Arima Kinen. This prediction wasn't baseless. First, because of the earthquake, the Nakayama racecourse had not been part of his Triple Crown campaign. No one knew how well he would perform on this track that is more punishing for the closer. Second, up to that point, Orfevre had won entirely through raw physical superiority.
he just
little
bum
on
rushed
refined
everybody.
Tactic. And the biggest challenge was that. Even for the All-Star Grand Prix, which assembled the best horses to compete, the 2011 field was the most competitive.
Holy crap. Tosin Jordan, rulership, Victor Pisa. I forgot. I know, like, this is like Rose Kingdom or something, and then Asian Flash is there for some reason again. Buena Vista, right?
Field in Arima history. Legends such as Buena Vista,
Yep.
Rose Kingdom, Victory Pizza, Asian Flash, Tosin Jordan, and Rulership were all present. Genuinely everyone who could have.
If you win in this lineup, like, there's no, right? There's no, you know.
Although Orfevre was the biggest favorite, it should surprise no one if any other horses
Yeah,
won.
it's
With the
so
greatest
stacked.
field, many believe no way Orfevre could dominate the race the way as usual. At very least, this field of world-class elite will push him to his very limit. But after the race, final result, total annihilation.
1000メートルの通過タイムはなんと1分3秒8、超スローペースに押している今年の有馬記念。
When the field passed the 1,000 meter mark, as the crowd erupted in disbelief, everyone thought Orfevre was destined
Yeah,
to
'cause
lose.
it's slow.
Sectional time around the turns were over 14 seconds. And if you read the lap time in Arima, you know this was death. Not once in the new century had the Arima been at such a crawling tempo. Not once had they come close
So
to
why was
touch
the pace so
14
slow,
seconds
though?
in the first two
Chat,
corners.
comment
And
below.
Orfevre was that
Why
lost.
was the
Even
pace so slow?
Kazuoi felt despair, trapped at the back of a field with elite rivals. Each and every one of them was confident in their finishing kick. To call it the most devastating moment was not an understatement. But when the crowd witnessed Orfevre once again launch an
He's like,
third acceleration.
He's
that
like,
defied
fuck
the
it.
conventional
You're not
principle.
gonna go
Once
fast?
again,
Fuck it, let's
using
go.
the long sprint to crush the stamina of the entire field. At
Yeah, he's
that
going.
moment,
Look at that. He's
I
going.
finally understood how Paul Felder felt at UFC 267.
Wait, I remember that. Who won there that Felder lost to? Wait. Who won there that... I know it's somebody that... Because I don't like Paul Felder. I forgot. Anyway. Or maybe just something... I forgot. But Paul Felder... I don't like Paul Felder. Asian Flash was fighting.
First-time viewer might even think winning this way against these champions was something simple, but in the past,
No, he was
not
crawling,
once could
right? Look at
someone
that. He
ever
was
do
crawling.
this to them. To some experts, this is even seen as the greatest performance in Arima history over his second one. After the era of deep impact, many believe Japan would never again produce a triple crown such greatness. And less than 6 years, another triple crown, different style, but same dominance was witnessed. After this race, everyone began to compare him to the greats of the past. They knew the triple crown is only the beginning for him.
ここにある者たちはすべて非凡なる己が力を世に示した。その走りは確かに歴史に刻まれるほどであったのだろうな。だがそれは王なき時代の輝きに過ぎん。世界は
Her voice is so cool, man. She's so cool.
まだ知らぬのだ。王の走りがもたらす真の好機ゆえに示す王たるは何
Oh my god, I can't wait for her to come to Global, please!
古今東西あまねく傑物を踏み越えてみせる王とすなわち
Oh my god. This is probably gonna get some copyright shit, but I don't fucking care. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that guy. Oh, look at the guy. He's running them down. Oh, look at that. Asian Flash is trying. Asian Flash is working out too. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Dude, I feel bad for Asian Flash. Like he got beat by Orfevre and he get beat by freaking Gold Chip. And as of this recording, from Twitter, after I watch? It's after the Oka show. There's another race. There is an Orfevre offspring that won. I don't know if it's like a debut or like an open race. I don't know, but like an Orfevre horse won. Yep. Oh, it's the arc.
Spring. When the earthquake struck, Nakayama Racecourse was shutting down. A tiny chestnut gave people a reason to believe. Autumn, the golden tyrant was crowned as a whole, igniting a nationwide excitement around the sport. Winter, igniting a
look at that. There's so many people.
nationwide excitement around
There's so
the
many
sport.
people. It's so full.
Winter, Nakayama reopened. The absolute monarch returned to his loyal throne. It was an age of heroes. Whenever the nation needed a hero, someone would step forward to inspire them. The mantle of its champion found a way to Orfevre, and after the race ended, a bigger announcement sent fans into a greater frenzy. The following year, Orfevre would fulfill Japan's long-standing dream to conquer the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
that stupid face always gets me, man.
Challenging the arc. Even the idea alone was electrifying. A triple crown champion, rising in the midst of a national tragedy, carrying a dream that Japan had pursued for decades. Just the thought of that set the community on fire. But not everyone was swept away by the excitement. Behind the scene, many analysts were asking a far more cautious question. Would this really end well? If Orfevre won, it would be great, but if he failed, what would happen to the reputation of Japanese racing?
Oh,
and
that's
the horse
true, though.
himself would also sacrifice a great deal. He skipped the domestic races, all for the sake of one distant goal.
I mean, if you think about it, like, not really, because his finish was, again, I still, look, I'm gonna let the video play. I've mentioned this a few times already, but Deep Impact went third, right? And his stock didn't fall that much, in my opinion.
If you're not familiar with this part of history, I actually have another video that explores it in detail. Those concerns spoke to how far that dream became. That land had truly been so far for so long. But after his first race of the season, people no longer ask if he could win. They began asking when.
3コーナーを目前にして先頭に立っています。今までに全くなかったケースです。オルフェーブル、これはどうなんでしょうか。第3コーナーを迎えている。一沿いケンチは懸命に斜めている。どうなんだ、どうなんだ。
Oh no. Oh, he's acting up. Yeah, he's acting up. He's being an asshole. Well. Oh, he's like, oh, okay, never mind. Okay, we cool, buddy, we cool. Bro.
During the race, Orfevre surged to the very front, but as the pack approached the final turn, without warning, he suddenly lost momentum and stopped entirely. The rest of the field seized the opportunity immediately, raising the tempo and launching their moves. Within seconds, Orfevre had fallen far behind. At that moment, he had effectively given 15 or so land, forcing to run over 100 extra meters. People would surely think the race was over, but then he chose to wake up and devour the ground with terrifying speed.
It's so stupid.
Been forced at the worst part of the track, he might very well have won.
Yeah, that
Following
would.
the race,
Imagine if he won.
Orfevre under what was a training re-examination. The outcome of this evaluation would determine whether he would compete again. So it became the first and probably the only time in history that a Triple Crown had been subjected to this examination. Today, this race is often remembered as a comedic moment in his
dude, he needed to be re-evaluated. If not, like, he's done
career.
What
but
the
at
hell?
This time, it shattered people's understanding of racing logic. This view still had the defending champion and 2 Tenno Show winners, and Orfevre at his top was just doing things to other elites that confuses people. Fortunately, under enormous pressure, Orfevre passed the test. It's worth mentioning, the test was conducted on dirt, and Orfevre produced time so impressive that many thought
This is why Japan needs to consider this guy, right? He's already done March the Rain, even though that was like a come from behind win, right? Try this out, you know. Buy a Into Mischief mare or a Bernard, like Japanese billionaires buy a freaking Bernardini mare from somebody, right? And feed it to Orfevre.
He might excel on dirt. So with him being allowed back to the track, the team said, last time we embarrassed everyone. So in the Tenno Show, I will repay you with victory. At the time, fans were like, man, I'm not gonna watch it. Did you not see his Kikasho in his previous race? In terms of raw ability, this horse might be the strongest in history. In fact, many were not just expecting victory. They were there to see if he could break Deep Impact's 2-mile world record.
Oh no.
Life savings were betting on
him.
Houses were betting on him. April 29th, 2012. On that day, Orfevre would deliver a lesson that every gambler
it's in the family, man.
The words of his career.
It's in the family, man.
Immediately vanished into thin air before the famous 12 billion incident.
I was gonna say that. Why isn't this a thing? This is the first time I heard of this. It's 2 billion more.
Then, after the race, Orfevre team tried to determine what had gone wrong. In the end, their best guess was that Orfevre had been suffering from diarrhea, which drained his strength before the race. But some also thought it was simply that golden spirit.
Yeah, true. I think it's that.
That describe Orfevre's career after the Triple Crown. They would be what are you doing? And if you had 6 words, it would be, what the hell are you doing? Want to cure a gambling addiction? Just follow this bloodline.
True.
His next race, Arima Kinen, is one of the less talked about races in Orfevre's career, but I think it was honestly so cool. Originally, the team had no intention of running the Arima Kinen. Their plan was to prepare for the arc, but after the loss, some people were like, we're all wrong. This horse isn't strong at all. So in order to defend the honor of a Triple Crown champion, they decided 4 days before the race that Orfevre would compete.
Oh,
Many
wow.
people
4?
believe Orfevre was in his worst form, and under all disadvantage imaginable, he returned to the track and crushed the field once again. We lost previously, so we had to win it back next time, because that is what a Triple Crown champion does. A Triple Crown champion doesn't worry about excuses. A Triple Crown champion simply runs.
See that picture? I have that picture framed on metal, printed on metal in the gym, just to remind me of what a pussy I am.
Jamie, pull that up, Jamie.
Though Orfevre's 4-year-old was either throwing or on the way of throwing, this was honestly so cool.
Look at that. Dude. Oh, man. Oh, man. Man. It's like, oh my god, or oh my god. It's either, there's no in between.
Then came the legendary arc. Where to even begin? For this campaign, the team made a change to replace the jockey with Sumion after Orfevre won his
I'm still, dude, you know I've said this multiple times.
prep race. Although many teams were holding back for the main race, it was clear Orfevre was a horse able.
I don't know, man. I believe in that synergy. I believe in that really strong bond. Even though Sumilion is a really good jockey, but
see another superstar from Japan coming here, France Gallop, was very pleasant. And
I think when Orfevre scratched the rail, I think if it was Ikazoe, I'm not gonna say that Ikazoe could have prevented that. I'm gonna say Ikazoe would have anticipated that much more, because he's been abused by this horse all their time together, right?
Who is this horse? At the time, the concept of international racing was still developing. Europe did not know very much about Japanese racing. They knew about the Japan Cup, and that accounted for half of their understanding. The second half was simply they knew Japan wanted to win the arc.
Yeah.
But for Europe, the arc was also a matter of pride. The way each team prepared for this race was completely different from others. And with the withdrawal from Snow Fairy and Tangerine, remaining 18 horses.
Guys, did the Romantic Warrior run in this? Is the Romantic Warrior a gelding? Is Romantic Warrior a gelding? Because I know you can't run geldings in the arc, right? I'm gonna just search for this. Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense.
9 of them are G1 winner. If you were wanted to stop Orfevre from winning,
this was it. Oh no. Oh, yep.
What is that?
That's the only way, bro.
They will either need a generational lock-in, or for this horse to have a generational choke.
Well, he kinda did.
You can't even make this up. They got both of them.
True.
Barrier selection. Gate 18. The Gate of Death at Longchamp. I honestly can't recall a single horse.
Oh man, Croix du Nord.
That has ever won the arc from that draw. Then there was the track condition, one of the softest in the 21st century, terrible for the high-speed running style typical of Japanese horses. When the race began, Orfevre settled all the way at the rear. Understandable, but still very few horses capable of winning the arc from last to first. And yet, under all these unfavorable conditions, Japan still had hope. At the final straight, Orfevre began to unleash his incredible power, surging forward
he
and
got
passed
in
every single horse with ease. Victory was within reach, And then Europe began the lock-in. The long shot Sulemiya suddenly produced the greatest run of her career. Her jockey, Olivier Perrier, also delivered one of the finest rides of his life. And at the worst possible moment, that thing sitting on Orfevre's neck stopped working again. Just as victory was about to be secure, he began drifting inward. But this is still fine. He can run in as long as he...
See, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm disagree with me on this or not. Hey, I still think if it was Ikezoe, hey, that's the hill I'm gonna stay on. I'm sorry. You can disagree with me. You can laugh at me in the comments and be like, "Oh my god, you don't know shit, doodle." Yeah, sure. I still think the guy that been thrown around, almost bitten, and almost died from this horse, knows his tendencies more. That sucks. Yeah, there we go.
And they've got the video, and guys, this is not funny. Don't laugh at this video when I start playing it. This is not this is not funny. Don't look at what's happening to the lady right now. She called the
I don't want to say Japan is unlucky at the arc, but boy,
Japan's unlucky in the arc.
People's reaction back then. Fans were looking at the scene and looking at each other saying, is this r/that really happen right now? Are we living in a 2007 Tumblr?
Wow, the callback!
People who never used Twitter was tweeting about it. The community absolutely exploded, which I can't blame them for. The things they were talking about are still talked about today. There are also...
I think if it was Ikezoe, he wouldn't have... Yeah, the moment he started going sideways, I feel like Ikezoe would have,
The memes, the amount of memes. Orfevre does not take the arc because it does not...
Because here's the thing, even if he didn't scratch the rail, he still would have been, ahead by like a head, maybe, right? Or even less. Because the Philly surged so hard too.
Respect the arc. It was chaos at its best form, but in truth, his action was somewhat expected.
Or even a nose, maybe, who knows, right?
Just look at what he did. Just look at what his family did. I don't know the total amount of money, but he's gotta set an all-time high for the largest throw in one calendar year, and it will be very hard to top. And if you think the throw ended there, don't worry, there is still the next race. After the arc, trainer EK reflected, because Orfevre was too powerful. Even running him on flat ground could hurt himself, so much of his training had been conducted on narrow uphill ground. As a result, caused him unfamiliar in the inexperienced open home straight. Still, he promised, we will train him to run in straight. I promise. I promise.
Japan Cup. Japan Cup.
And then the next race.
There it is! There it is! There it is! Where is it? Where's the people that are saying, oh, it's gentle to the... No! He literally ran at her!
Back to the story. We arrive at the Japan Cup. Once again, it became a legendary race. Just how many legendary moments do you need to leave Orfevre? And once again, it's one of the greatest field of the Japan Cup. 17 runners. Every single one was a stake winner. The early 2010s truly live up to be one of the most competitive period. Just looking at the names that appear in the Umamusume. Gentle Donna Orfevre rulership, Tosen Jordan Asian Flash, Rose Kingdom Phenomenal. A lineup built almost too perfect to be real.
Oh, there's a girl, there she is.
In my opinion, only the 2014 JC might top this field in scale. What made the race even more special?
Now I'm curious. 2014 Japan Cup. I'm curious. Oh, Epiphania. Just Away. Gentle Donna. Fenomeno. Tosin Jordan. Sotono. Oh my god, yeah.
Each of these great.
And I'm
showed
sure
their
those other horses are pretty good
personality
too.
on the track. There was rulership being rulership, Gentle Donut executing a race that was clever and brutally efficient. Every horse on the track gave everything to win. If there was only one regret, it was Orfevre had just returned and once again drew the outermost gate. The 4th time this year in the most outside post.
That is so unlucky, dude.
Really was no better than Buen.
Wait, did they code Orfevre's bad luck to all Uma Musume players? Wow, holy crap, that's unfair.
It just felt like he was not entirely in shape. But this was also what made him terrifying. As mentioned before, Orfevre's signature
He's
pattern
crawling.
was the
He's
famous
crawling.
Makuli, like a video game character, activating invincible mode. Once again, Orfevre began climbing up and up long before home.
Picking horses one by one. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, he's there. He's swinging wide. He's crazy. Gentle Donut on the inside.
But in the final stretch, Gentle Donut showed the spirit of a true champion. When all of that slid into her, if it was other fillies, they would be frightened. But she didn't hesitate at all to push him aside. As Orfevre lost momentum, Gentle Donut seized the lead and managed to hold on to that narrow advantage until the finish line. It's one of the most dramatic duels in—
I'm sorry, I know some of you, probably all of you will disagree, but his fault, not hers.
JC.
She just reacted, you know, in position. It's kind of like basketball. He was in position, so, you know. By the way, can you imagine if they had a kid? I wonder why they didn't have a kid. Oh! There it is! Bro, that is so insane. That is insane.
After the race, JRA reviewed the incident and ruled the result official. Without question, Gentle Donut's classic season reminded many fans of the brilliance of her father and the story of—
And she's the queen. She's the queen.
Just 1 month after, Goldship delivered another unforgettable moment in the Arima Kinen from last to first.
This guy.
Others like Just the Way, Lord Kanaloa, Phenomenal, Kizuna, others moment in the Arima Kinen from last to first. Very soon, others like Just
the Way, why?
Lord Kanaloa, Phenomenal, Kizuna, Epiphania, and so many others will rise to the scene.
Who's it is just so who's can anybody maybe who's who? Who's the doggy?
Together, they brought the sport back to the rise.
Who's the doggy and who's the fleshlight?
Others will rise to the scene. Together, they brought the sport back to the rise.
And this was his destiny.
The career of a horse is fleeting, and for Orfevre, the time had come. Yet unfortunately, most of his final year was filled with blank. After winning the Osaka High, there were rumors that the team would send him to Dubai, but not Shima Classic. There was the talk of the Dubai World Cup. It is unclear of this rumor and the plan, but it never happened. There was one goal and one goal only for him.
The art?
He was born for this. In the legend of King Arthur, when the nation was searching for redemption across the land.
Yeah, but he came across a stronger filly, man.
He appeared and gave people that hope. He was their king, their god. But the moment he drew that sword from the stone, he must become what's furthest away from a normal human, forever bound to his fate and his tragedy.
Dude, this guy is so good with wordplay. It's insane how good this guy is.
And that was the same for Orfevre. Driven by his era, he could become a king, a champion, a legend, but never a normal horse. A naughty, free-spirited horse he was. This is the weight of the Triple Crown. This was his destiny. From the moment he was crowned till the very end, he must offer everything to that destiny. to claim Japan's holy grail, and in the end, he too would never finish that quest. After Osaka High, Orfevre was diagnosed with an injury. So much of his final season passed in silence. Yet his final year still left a profound imprint on many fans because it painted a more complete picture for the life of a legend. Watching a hero's origin story is exhilarating. Watching their rise to dominance is also thrilling. But rarely do we witness the final phase of a legend's career. Watch when everything they have learned begins to settle into clarity. And that was the feeling Orfevre's final year left behind. Let go and pass on to the future. Letting go of his past and leaving a path for those who would follow, so the future can use him to climb to a greater height. Because the recovery came faster than expected, Orfevre's return to France.
Wait, they actually do it in newspapers. That's insane.
As planned, once again, standing beneath the shadow of Longshan. This time, there was a huge support from the Japanese fan. Not only
but there's also a huge monster.
did Orfevre breeze through his prep race with ease, another superstar, one of Deep Impact's finest sons, Take Yutaka. Kizuna was also coming.
Oh right, yeah, I did look at this. So why is Kizuna a puppy?
In blazing hot. Even Orfevre's performance last year did not fully reflect the brilliance he displayed in Japan. They still believe this year is the year they got the greatest chance. That unimaginable anticipation was understandable. Looking back now, a layoff on a foreign soil, stronger competition, more tactical targeting from last time. Such immense hype was almost unrealistic. At the main race, the track had once again turned into a swamp. Honestly, Japan just sent a bolt. At the time, even Europe respected Orfevre as a major contender, and if you've been watching the discussion for the arc in recent years, you know that's very rare for them to even consider Japanese runner a winning contender. But even then, many experts were leaning toward another horse. 2013, Europe was still living in the afterglow of Franco, and there was a horse described as in Franco mode, Trev. I won't say Orfevre had a smooth trip, but you simply had to acknowledge greatness.
True.
The horse in Franco mode, in her 3-year-old, Trev honored that very statement.
What is it? What is it with Europe and abomination of a filly? You know, these monster fillies.
Beneath that brilliance, Orfevre once again watched another horse deliver her performance of a lifetime. This was his fate. This was his tragedy. That year, wherever the king led, the hearts of the people followed. When he claimed the Triple Crown, he was stripped of every piece of what a normal horse was. That year, the rain fell over Paris, each drop heavy with expectation. The dream of an entire nation weighed heavy on his shoulder. That year, beneath the gray skies of Longshan, the king met his Camlin. For the moment he accepted that mission, it was destined to be his tragedy. But if Orfevre couldn't win the arc, then who could? In the years that followed, Japan continued to send their champions. Yet when it comes to betting, again and again they are betting on a foreign runner. But they will tell you, if Orfevre was still here, it would not be like.
The problem is, like, there seems to be a shift that they want to kind of like phase out stayers, but I feel like stayers is what you need for Japan to actually perform really well in Longchamp, right? You gotta need that type of horse, at least like a horse with an insane like gas tank, right? Because like whether or not it's good weather or bad weather, it's still Longchamp. It's still gonna be freaking a swamp, right? It's just worse when it rains.
Days later, the announcement came.
And it's European turf to begin with, right?
After the Arima Kinen. The 2013 Arima Kinen
this is the
unlike others. It was his retirement race. Naturally, the popularity was high. Anyone who read a lap time should tell you this will be an easy win. But reality was quite complicated at the time. Historically, horses came back directly from the arc rarely performed at their full.
Yeah, because like the arc takes a piece of a Japanese horse's soul every single time.
Strength. And this year had the reigning Arima champion Gold Ship, who was amazing in Nakayama.
That's my boy right there.
Also spent nearly a year away from racing in Japan. Even
True.
the team said he's probably only at 80%. His goal was simply to step into retirement safely.
Yeah,
so with
it's like a
there
ceremony,
was some
right?
indescribable tension going into this race. And under such tension, Ikezoe, who had been reading Orfevre far less frequently since the arc.
Are we gonna see the entire race here? I hope we do, so I don't need to, watch it again. Or maybe I'm still gonna watch it again, because, the finish is insane.
An unexpected letter.
Oh, the kid. Oh, man.
The letter was written by a 5-year-old boy who was terminally ill. In the letter, he wrote about how much he loved Orfevre, how he watched his race again and again. Because of the illness, the boy dreamed of the open world outside, the freedom of running, and he wanted to see Orfevre win one more time. When Ikezoe read the letter,
This is gonna make me cry, dude. It's already getting me.
was a father himself, was deeply shaken. So he reached out to the boy's family and invited the boy to visit Orfevre, who had just returned from France. Later, Ikezoe recalled that day. I wore my racing uniform and rode Orfevre out to meet him. Orfevre has a habit of biting when people try to pet him, but when the little boy reached out his hand, as if he somehow understood something, he stood completely still, patiently allowing the boy to pet him again and again. Truly a tyrant with a soft heart. But reality is always so cruel. That day, Ikezoe made a promise to the boy. As the day of the race drew closer and closer, the darkness falls. The boy's condition still worsened. When Ikezoe heard the boy had passed away, with a crushing sense of hopelessness, he vowed to keep good on that promise. To win the Arima Kinen,
man, this is getting me, man.
That symbolized dream.
オルフェーブルのスタートはまずまずというところがすぐに後ろに下げました。後ろから4頭目、追っつけていくのはゴールドシップ、後ろから2頭目、最後方にいるのが TM 稲妻です。さあ追っつけて足毛の馬体ライアン・ムーアとの新コンビゴールドシップが上がっていく。オルフェーブルは後ろから3頭目の形になりました。池添健一、さあ前に行くのは結局ルルーシュか、あるいは3番のカレンミロ、最後方に相変わらず TM 稲妻。さあカレンミロティック、そしてオルフェーブル動いた。
Look at that, he's crawling. And Goldship is actually, yeah, he just passed Goldship here. This is one of the best calls ever for me. Oh, he's going. He's emptying it. Yep. That's for the kid. Look at that. Man. Yeah. Yeah. This got me hard, man. I'm gonna get so much copyright shit from here, but I don't care. I'm just gonna clip the music. Yeah.
After retirement, Orfevre began a new chapter as a stallion. His children, just like their father, are special. A little too special, in fact, that there are simply too many unique
let's go back to the comedy.
Them. Many of them inherited
I forgot this guy.
Golden spirit.
Yeah.
Unpredictable, troublesome, but always lovable. If you want to
Jump
explore
it, boy!
their story
Jump
yourself,
it! Yeah.
they are a great hidden gem to be found. Chances are, Somewhere in the comment section, someone is already sharing, but beyond their free-spirited nature, if there is one word that truly defines his children, it will be growth. Even if you fall one step behind, perseverance never grows in vain. Take Lucky Lilac for example. Competing in the same era as Amon Ai, was she really lucky or unlucky? One stood at the very top, only to be defeated again and again afterward. Her career slipping into a long and painful slump.
Still one of
And in
the strongest fillies of that time.
All the way back to the summit. Her entire career became a story about never giving up.
Are they breeding her?
Marshall Rain, the first Japanese horse to win a foreign G1 on dirt that inspired the future. I still remember reading an article at the time saying, now that the D-Step had been conquered, Japan's next target must surely be the Dubai World Cup and the Breeders' Cup Classic. Looking back today, both of those are now being achieved.
Check and check.
And remarkably, the Dubai World Cup was claimed by another son of Orfevre. Back then, because of the success of Marshall Rain, many of Orfevre's progeny began transitioning to dirt. Among them was a horse named
it's Ushwit's story. I forgot about this guy.
No one paid any attention. By the age of 5, he had only 3 career wins before switching to dirt. But from obscurity to the top of the world, all it took was 6 months.
Yeah, this is... This is why I said what I said earlier. JP Bros. Stockpile the best American dirt mares.
Somewhere online,
feed it to Orfevre.
On YouTube or Nico. I remember a fan who had been supporting Ushba when he was still just a modest horse. His reaction of him winning Dubai World Cup, that excitement was the kind of feeling only the people who lived through it can truly understand. But Ushba is also a charming horse that inherited the most iconic part from his family. This was what he looked like during career. And this is what he looks like now after retirement.
Yep, there he. Oh my god. Yeah.
Even if you
I want to see that. I want to see that again.
He looks like now after retirement.
I want to see that again. Yep. Oh my god, it's so cute. That's so fucking cute.
Like now after retirement.
That's so fucking cute. Oh, well, yep. I'm so happy. Yep. Hi.
Even if you begin so one cute, step behind the others, effort will always find its season to bloom. This is their common thing, and what makes his children unique in their own ways. But their stories are for another time. Having said all of this, I hope I have managed to convey the charm of Orfevre.
Amazing video!
He once brought to so many. The reason he was able to capture the Triple Crown in 2011 and became a symbol of hope was because of his overwhelming ability. But great horses will always appear as the time moves forward. What made him a name recognized even by people who don't follow racing in Japan is because the emotion behind this horse had already gone beyond the sport itself, capable of moving the hearts of every generation. They rise, they believe, they remember. Wherever the king leads, the hearts of the people will follow. Spread the name of the king and tell them,
bow down. Bow down. There you go. That is maybe's once there's a horse called Orfevre. He's doing well, by the way. He's doing really well. I hope... One of my dreams is for a Stego kid. Now it's just Orphan and Gold Chip, right? And Gold Chip's like stock is dropping consistently, right? I hope one of these years they produce a really good horse, filly, colt, or otherwise. Like Again, Orfevre has a lot of avenues. He's very flexible, right? I would love for Japan to win. And this is just as a fan, right? Like, he came the closest, right? To winning. Like, it's him, and then it's like Pasa gassed out. Right? Nakayama was there but couldn't really close. Like, he was already there. Could have been caught by the filly, sure. But, you know, I hope they create winners because I mean they are getting up there in age. Like Orfevre is like 18 now, 19, so they're getting up there in age, and they're still gonna be active as stallions, right, in the foreseeable future. But I really wish they produce good horses again. And I don't know the name. There's an Orfevre, like what I said. There's an Orfevre offspring that won today. Today being Sunday, being Okasho 26, right? I don't know if that's a good horse or not, but hey, there's hope in the future. And yeah, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch this yourself, go to maybe give him a subscribe to give him a subscribe to his channel, watch his videos. He's one of the best, right? And is this his latest one? I think this is, no, it's not. Oh, it is his latest one. From the trend, it's probably gonna be Gold Chip next and then Phenomenal, right? Either or. But I am curious how he's gonna do it, because I'm just such a huge fan of this guy. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you in the next one.